we live? I don't even know. We might be live. I think we are. Yes, we are live. Oh, well, that just happened. Let me let some people get into this here live stream before we perhaps we start looking at some stuff. Perhaps we start looking at some stuff indeed. Wait for you guys to get in though. We just lost. Welcome to the Let's Talk Villa channel. Yeah, brilliant. We just lost 1-0 to Club Brugge. Sorry, the washing machine is on. I can't pause it for some reason. Don't know why. You can see we've got the starting lineup up on the screen. We're going to be going through the player ratings, how we played, have a little chat. If there's anyone in the chat, I've got the chat up on the screen now. Look at that. Wow, technology and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, feel free to hop on in, guys. And then we can just have a quick chat. I'm only going to hop on for like 20-30 minutes max. And then I've probably got some Black Ops 6 to play. So, we'll give it just a couple more minutes. Let some people get in. And then we will get talking. But, like I say, we did lose 1-0. And we were just awful. Another awful performance. That's 3 terrible performances in a row. Yeah, it's 3 losses in a row, but you can kind of like excuse it when like the performances are all right. But I mean the actual performances themselves have just been like absolutely shocking. Like absolutely shocking. So yeah, we need to talk about that. We need to break something down. It might be me. Yeah, I might be the one breaking down. I'm not even sure at this point. I ain't even going to lie to you, to be honest with you. So, but hey, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. We've lost, and that is not fantastic. But people are probably still busy smashing their TV remotes up and their phones. So we're just going to get cracking here with the starting lineup. First of all, the result itself, like I say, 1-0. Not good. We didn't play well. I don't think we played well for a single second of that game, to be honest with you. I think we were played woefully throughout. I feel like there was just no one on the pitch that really clicked, which is weird because we only made 5 changes. You know, Premier League teams do that regularly. They make 5+ changes, and they do all right. But this was just not Villa, and we haven't been the Villa that I've known. I want to say for like, well, I mean, really the whole season we've been playing a bit weird, but specifically like the last 4 or 5 games. The last 4 or 5 games, we have been just woeful. Just woeful. You know, going back to the 0-0 draw against United, we were terrible in that game. Then, you know, the Crystal Palace game, absolutely awful. I mean, I was there. I got to watch that live. We could get 0 going. That's how much we could have got going in that game. The next game, Tottenham, again, even in the first half when we were 1-0 up, we got battered. We were getting played off the pitch. You know, we went to Spurs last year and played them off the pitch. We went to Chelsea, played them off the pitch. You know what I mean? We were doing it to these big teams. And now all of a sudden, we're bad. Heisenberg, pon the chat there. Let me see if I can move that up a little bit for you guys. There we go. That should be a little bit better there. Heisenberg in the chat. How did that happen? Honestly, mate, your guess, your guess is as good as mine, my friend. I have no idea how that happened. Not a Scooby-Dooby-Doo. That was awful. That was terrible. That was not Villa. That was not Villa. This is the 3rd game in a row we've lost now. And there was just nothing going. Absolutely nothing going. No patterns of play, no intensity, no attacking threat. I said it before. I literally started setting up my like live stream setup type thing in like the 85th minute. I said to my missus, I said, we could play until the 250th minute against the Club Brugge. We would not score a goal. We would not have scored a goal. We could have played 1,000 minutes. We would not have scored a goal. And I don't know what to attribute it to. I really don't know what to attribute it to. I mean, their goal in itself, look, that was absolutely stupid from Tyrone Mings. What on earth was he playing at? I understand Arsenal got away with it last season, but that was a well-known incident. You should know not to do it again. Once something like they let something slide once, it never happens again. It never happens again. Matthew White, embarrassing, no passion in our game. Matthew, I completely agree. There was one point I was sat on my sofa and I was like, you know, like the stereotypical like American teenage film. They might be like a bit of like a sassy teenage girl that does like and she's like, why are you not? That's what I was literally like. I was sat on the sofa and I was saying, why are we walking? It was the 87th minute and we're walking out of defence with the ball. 87th minute, 1-0 down in the Champions League. We're walking out of defence with the ball. We should be intense, sprinting, running, balls into the box, getting it out wide, pinging the ball in. We look like we didn't even care. Honestly, we look like we didn't even care. You know, I heard the commentary team when we were passing it around on the edge of the box saying, oh, you know, you'd expect Villa to get a couple of shots away, test Mignolet, get the ball into the box. I turned around and I said, we ain't doing that. We're just going to pass the ball around and then the full-time whistle will blow. And what happened? We passed the ball around, lost it. They went the other end, full-time whistle. There is no passion. This was exactly the same what we were doing against Crystal Palace. 92nd minute against Palace in extra time. Or not extra time, added time, whatever you want to call it. And we're just pinging it around the back. Just walking, pinging it around the back. You know, don't really care. Terrible. There is no passion. Very, very good comment, Matthew, because I completely agree with you. Absolutely no passion whatsoever. No passion whatsoever. Anyway. We move on. Player ratings. Should we do the player ratings? Let's do the player ratings, shall we? Let me get up this for you. So, we have Martinez in goal. 4, 5. We'll give him a 5. Didn't have much to do. Conceded a penalty, but I just think he could be quicker on the ball sometimes. For me, Konsa, I'd have to give a 4 to. He's looked really like dodgy at right back this season. I don't know what it is because he looked really good at right back. Sorry, I'm just clicking out my knee. He looked very good at right back last season. This season, not good. Not good at all. Diego Carlos, 2. Stupid yellow card. Gave the ball away about 60 times, just lumping it forward. Yeah, get out of my club. Mings, 1. I'm sorry. I know like it's his big triumphant return from his injury. It's his first Champions League game. 1 tip. Probably don't pick the ball up inside your own area. And then we might have got a point. You know what I mean? That was bad. Maatsen, probably a 4. Actually, no, I've got to give him higher than Konsa. He tried. He pushed forward a little bit. But his final ball was lacking. Should have done much better in some situations when going forward. And ultimately probably didn't have that much to do. Leon Bailey out on the right-hand side. I'm going to give a 4 again. Just didn't happen for him. I had a couple of like glimpses of flashes where he was like running forward with the ball with his feet, and like, you know, this defender looked a little bit worried, but ultimately I don't know what's happened to him. Kamara, 5, tried his hardest, couple of decent balls in there, but ultimately was giving the ball away a lot and could not control midfield. Alan Evans, welcome to the chat. Lost for words, been rubbish the last few games. Too slow, too sloppy. God help us against Liverpool. Shocking. Yeah, no, you are right, mate. You are completely correct. We have been absolutely awful the last few games, and we have been really slow. And a couple of players that I'm going to get onto now are part of that, I think, especially in this game. And I literally turned around as well as my missus. I was like, I didn't even want to watch the Liverpool game on Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is. I genuinely cannot be asked to watch that game because we are going to get pulled from pillar to post. Yeah, ex-Bills, you can see him there. He's got the little spanner next to his name. He is a mod. He must be a mod in the chat. Shocking from Villa, not good enough. Mate, Bill, I mean, I'll talk to you on the headset afterwards anyway, because I will be coming on after the live stream, but we've been terrible, mate. We've been terrible, and everyone, Billy is a Liverpool fan. They are going to destroy us on Saturday. I have no doubt in my mind. Or Sunday, whenever it is. I genuinely can't even remember when that game is, to be honest. But yeah, Alan, mate, completely agree. We're just so slow at the moment. Like, did we have one shot on target against Club Brugge? I don't know the stats inside out, but I think we might have only had one shot on target. I'm not even sure if we had a shot on target in the second half, to be honest with you. That's how bad we were. Oh, we're so bad at the moment. Anyway, moving on with the player ratings. Yuri Tielemans, if I could give him a -1, I would, but we're going to give him a 1. He was just, I mean, look, I've actually, he's one of the few players in this team that I have no bad words against this season, because he's actually been really, really good. But this game, Yuri Tielemans played like someone in League Two. Like we'd just given like a League Two midfielder a call up and said, you know what, just give it your all, mate. Just, you know, you're there for effort. Get your participation trophy at the end. He was not very good this game. Every delivery from a set piece was short. Couldn't get anything going. Gave the ball away a lot of times. And again, just slow, sloppy. Did not enjoy that one little bit. Let me tell you that for free. Where are we going next? Rodgers 4. I said I wanted Rodgers to have a bit of a rest after the Spurs game. He's been playing a lot of football. Never really gets much time off in this team, and he ended up coming off in the 56th minute or 70th minute. I can't remember when we brought him off. But just not looking himself. I think he might be fatigued. Genuinely, I think he might be a bit fatigued. We go forward. McGinn, I am going to give. I don't even care. McGinn's getting a -1. The last 3 to 4 games, John McGinn has played so bad, and I can't believe I'm saying it because he's our captain. He should not be starting against Liverpool on Saturday, Sunday, whenever it is. I'm getting sick and tired of myself not knowing. He should not be starting. He should not be starting against Liverpool. That's just my opinion anyway. Watkins, you know, he ran. He'd give him a 4 for running. Do you know what I mean? Well done, mate. Yeah, not a standout performer for me. If we can whack Unai... Can I whack another player in there? No, it doesn't let me add more than 11. If I could add another player, let me tell you right now, Unai Emery's getting a big fat 0 in there, because his tactics the last few games have been terrible. And I want to clear something up real quick, because I see a lot of people on Twitter, and we're going to get into some Twitter reaction later. I see a lot of people on Twitter saying, oh, if you would have told me 2 years ago when Unai Emery took over from Gerrard that we would have 9 points from 4 games in the Champions League, I would have bit your hand off. We have to be grateful. Give me a sec. Just checking my watch. Let me just confirm something. It's 2024. Do you know what I mean? I didn't realise it's still 2022, boys. Yeah, 2 years ago under Gerrard, we were heading straight for the relegation zone. But now we're a Champions League team. We're consistently, it looks like, going to be pushing for top 4 in the Premier League. So that is not acceptable. Stop living in the past. Stop. Yeah, I'm grateful for everything Emery's done, but the last 3 games we have been terrible, and that includes this game. And if we carry on like this, Liverpool are going to batter us. I mean, I don't even know what our next lot of games is. Let me Aston Villa fixtures. Let's have a look where we're getting our points from, shall we? Over our next bunch of games. Liverpool probably will batter us. It is on Saturday as well. Crystal Palace, already lost to them once. Juventus, you wouldn't even back us against them. Chelsea and Cole Palmer could absolutely tear us apart. Brentford are alright. I mean, Southampton is like a charity match. We'll get a couple of points out of that one. And then RB Leipzig, Man City, Newcastle. We've got a tough run of games coming up. We're lost. We're lost, boys. The last 3 games, I could probably name you 12 Premier League clubs that have looked like they're better teams than Aston Villa over the last 12 games. In fact, I could name you it. And one of them is Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? Do you know how bad that is at the moment? Sharik J. People wanted Mings back in the lineup. Shocking player. Is Mings a shocking player? I don't think he's a shocking player. That could be a little bit harsh. Is he good enough to be in Aston Villa's starting lineup consistently in 2024 when we are a top 4 and Champions League club? No. Completely agree. Completely agree. He's not good enough at that point. At that point, when it ticks over to those criteria, I don't think Mings is good enough to be in our starting lineup. On a consistent basis, that is. And today was that a little bit of inexperience from him. I mean, inexperience. The geezer's like 5 years older than me. Do you know what I mean? I somehow look after a baby. So I don't think he has that excuse on him, to be honest with you. But yeah, sorry, our fixtures list is shocking. Absolutely shocking. I think I'm all burnt out from Villa over the last 3 games. I'm all burnt out with talking about how bad we've been, but I don't know how to fix it. How do you fix it? Any suggestions? Pop them in the chat. We'll go for another 5-10 minutes. If anyone has anything to pop in the chat, we'll go for another 5 to 10 minutes. Pop your comments into the chat. I don't know if it's popping up on the screen. It's been a bit weird. I'll get it up on my computer so that I can see the chat as well. Pop anything you want to in there. But yeah, anything you guys, any comments about the game? What do you guys think? Am I overreacting by saying that we've been terrible? Is anyone really surprised by that performance? We've been pretty bad all season. I think the thing that surprises me about the last 3 games is, yes, we have not been particularly fantastic this season. I think overall, I think that's fair to say. But we've still been managing to score goals, look dangerous when we're attacking, and have patterns of play. In the last 3 games, that has gone to pot. That's what worries me. That has gone to pot in the last sort of 3 games. We lose one of 2 ways. We either get smashed to bits or lose without even making a fist of it. We never lose a tight game where it's 50-50. That's actually not a bad point, you know. That is actually not a bad point. I'm trying to think of the last time we lost a bit of like a toss-up of the game. You know what? You're probably right. I mean, the only one I can think of is probably Arsenal. We should have beaten Arsenal, I think, at the start of the season. Ollie Watkins should have had 2 goals before they'd even had a sniff of our goal. That's probably the last one I can think of. But you're probably right. I mean, Crystal Palace was 2-1. But we never looked like winning that game. From the first minute onwards, to be honest with you. Literally never looked like winning that game. And it's the same with this game. I could literally have told you in like the 15th minute of this game that we weren't going to get anything out of it. I thought we might just play our way through to a boring 0-0. Now I don't know whether the only thing I can put our current form down to is we have changed how we're playing, and I do think we have changed how we're playing. We're a lot slower and we're a lot more defensive recently. The only thing I can think of and attribute to why that might be the case is Unai Emery is trying to play conservatively because of the fixture congestion that naturally comes with the festive period. That is all I can think of. Otherwise, I don't think I could give you a reason as to why we've been so bad, so defensive, so deep, so boring, so lacklustre in attack the last 3 games. But genuinely, if our form over the last 3 games, including the Club Brugge game, carries over for like the next month or so, we could be in like a spot of bother. We could be in a spot of bother. You know, we could lose to Juventus and RB Leipzig, and then all of a sudden we're only on 9 points. We're probably not getting top 8. We're 3-3. How successful is it? You know, in the Premier League, if we have a couple more back-to-back losses, all of a sudden we're mid-table. Do questions start being asked? Is our squad good enough? Is our squad depth good enough? The thing is with Villa, at the start of the season we had a really good thing going with our starting 11. That seems to have faded slightly, but we also just don't seem to have a good enough squad. Do you know what I mean? The top teams have a squad. They can put out anyone. They can rotate 5 players. It doesn't affect their play too much. We make a couple of changes and all of a sudden, like I say, no patterns of play, no nothing. We don't even catch teams offside anymore. Rodgers looks good. We're more transitional. But everyone else seems to have suffered. Matson hardly even got into the final third today. Yeah, our offside trap is really confusing to me. We need to either commit to that again or sack it off. because we're getting caught out so much. I mean, that offside trap was almost revolutionary when we first started doing it in the Premier League. But in this game, it was Konsa was playing people onside, Maatsen was playing people onside. Diego Carlos has always been bad for playing people onside. But that did happen again. I did notice that, Sharik. I did notice that. There's some more people in the chat now. Come on down. Comment. I sound like a those geezers that sell like carrots down in like your local like town centre. Like, come on, pop your chats in. Pop your chats in. Get them in. What do you guys think of the Club Brugge loss? More so, what do you think of the overarching sort of trajectory that Villa seem to be on at the moment, which is like, I'm trying to do like that way, like straight down. That's our current trajectory, boys. Last 3 games, 3 losses. Can't get a shot on target, really. Terrible, terrible, terrible. How do we turn it around? Can we turn it around? What happens if we don't turn it around? When do questions start being asked? When does this season become a failure? These are the type of thoughts in my head now. Or is this loss just a knock-on effect from just getting absolutely drummed by Spurs? 1 win in 6 after the Liverpool game. It could be. It could be. The thing is with Aston Villa, you never know. We could go and like beat Liverpool somehow. I doubt it, but stranger things have happened in Villa, to be honest. No one would have thought we'd beat Man City and Arsenal back-to-back at Villa Park in the same week. But we did. God did. You know what I mean? I don't even know. Right, 5 more minutes for all of your comments in the live chat. 5 more minutes. 5-minute warning. If you have anything to say, any questions for me about that Club Brugge game, put them in the chat and I will reply to them live in the flesh. In the flesh, boys. And girls. And girls. And everything in between. Anything in the live chat. I mean, I'm all talked out about Club Brugge. Honestly, that was one of the worst performances I've seen from Villa this season. And the fact that it's come after... I said that after the Crystal Palace game. I said that after the Spurs game. And now we're just getting worse. It's not good. It is not good. Anything else? Pop it in the chat. Sharik J. Not one player looks good at the moment. Even Martinez has been poor. Need Watkins a scoring run because there is. Grammatically not sure 100% what you're getting at. But, Matthew... message redacted. I do know what you mean. Watkins has always been a bit of like a purple patch striker, whereby, and what I mean by that is like he goes through these patches where he'll just score in every game and then just drops off a cliff face, and that seems to be what's happening. Heisenberg, when do we start getting worried about Bailey? I think you give him a little bit more time. Maybe a month. Maybe give him another month. But the thing is, we're not getting the ball out to him in the same positions and the same ways that we did last year. So I don't know whether it's actually more of a reflection of the whole team dynamic and our tactics as a whole. Sharik, haha. Yeah, I get that. Need Watkins to score more goals is what I meant. Okay, fair enough. So slightly different point. But let me get on to Craig Elwell here. What's happened to John McGinn? What do you guys think's happened to John McGinn? Because I genuinely don't know. He was so important for us last season, but this season he just honestly looks so bad. Something's happened. Something has happened to this team in the last 3 games. Something has happened. And about Watkins, like I say, we need him to start going on a scoring run because that's how we win games, isn't it? When he goes on these mad scoring runs. Sharik J, the passing today was horrendous. If Tielemans can't pass, then we're done. I honestly have no explanation for Tielemans today. Maybe, John McGinn did say against Tottenham it got a little bit too loud and they were booing Tielemans, so maybe he just got a little bit upset. Couldn't pass the ball. Emza is buzzing that Donald Trump has won the election in America. I genuinely have to say, I did not start this live stream today thinking that I would talk about US politics, but here we are. Isn't the world a funny place? Do you know what I mean? Anyone else have anything? No more politics. No more politics. But congratulations to you. If you are a Trump fan, it must be a triumphant day for you, I have to admit. And he has a $, as is as his thing. That's quite funky, isn't it? Passing today was horrendous. What do you think of Bailey's performances this season? They haven't been good. I mean, that's so obvious to the naked eye. His performances have not been good. But I can't quite put my finger on why his performances haven't been good, because you just don't go from playing how he was playing last season to falling off a cliff face under the same management, the same tactics. Really, we haven't changed much in terms of personnel, apart from Onana coming in and Maatsen. Who else have we signed over the summer that's regularly getting game time? No one. The defence has pretty much stayed the same, especially on his side. And again, we're not getting the balls into Bailey on the same way that we did last season. We're definitely playing different to last season. I don't know why. Without Diaby making space for Bailey, he has been exposed again to his original form. You know what? I did see a comment on another video I've done on the channel, and they did say that maybe Diaby was a lot more influential to Bailey than we thought. But there was a long stretch for last season when Bailey would be starting games and Diaby would be on the bench. Don't get me wrong, perhaps we are missing. Maybe that's the key difference, actually. You know what? Maybe Sharik J has just hit the absolute nail on the head. Last season, our two strikers were Watkins and Diaby. Now, Diaby would run for France. He would run for France. That boy could run as well. He was quick. And obviously this season we've got Morgan Rogers, who's a lot more of a ball to feet, roll his man, and then progress forward type player. So perhaps that is a reason. And that's a good point. But again, losing Diaby, I mean, come on, it shouldn't be costing us the way that it is costing us at the moment. Diaby was on that inside right channel, made loads of space for Bailey. Yeah, no, you are right. Essentially two right wingers, yeah. Do you remember how bad Bailey was when he played up front, though? Lord have mercy, don't do that again. John Duran looks stroppy today as well. He's annoying me. Well done, you scored a lot of goals this season, but you've got to keep it up now. You can't just be good for 5 weeks, mate. Do you know what I mean? Echo banger. Bailey's just an inconsistent player. Most of our players are. Emery has made them play absolute class when they get rolling, but a lot of them just switched off, not as hungry into games right now. Hunger. Echo banger with a banger comment. Hunger, there is none. Apart from Emi Bundia, he looks hungry because that boy looks chonky and he is very bad at football right now. There isn't much hunger in this team at the moment. I have to agree. Bailey being inconsistent, yeah, but he wasn't before he came to Villa. Got the injury, played under Dean Smith for a little bit, then had to endure Gerrard ball, which is hard for anyone, including fans, to watch. And then, now we're here. But there isn't much hunger. Did you see the Duran training video with Emery? Yeah, it's weird because it looked like it started off as like a bit of a joke between Bailey, Philogene and Mings, and then it seemed to escalate quite quickly. I don't know what's going on there. I genuinely think that today might have been a punishment for him, for Duran, being on the bench, because why on earth are we playing with McGinn up front? John McGinn up front in the Champions League? Emery? I sound like Arsenal fan TV, but are you dizzy, bled? Are you a ham sandwich, bled? Because what is that decision? But I genuinely think I might have just been trying to make a point, because Emery's like, John McGinn's like a manager's pet, and he does whatever he wants, runs loads. The fact that Rogers specifically started on the left, like something that we'd been working on all week, and John McGinn started up front through the middle, I have a feeling we might have had a plan to start Duran and Watkins, and after that training thing, it's just a theory, just a conspiracy theory. I'm pulling it out of the head. I'm going to start putting like red lines everywhere to connect all the dots. But I just feel like Duran was meant to be starting this game, because it was just so weird to me that we started Watkins and John McGinn up front. So weird. Echo banger. There's just a lack of ambition in most of the squad at the moment. Some are fighting for the badge, like Kamara, Bundia, trying to start more games. Some need to be rotated on the bench. Yeah, there is a bit, I don't know about a lack of ambition, but definitely a lack of spirit right now. Also, Watkins, Duran, direct ball just doesn't work for us. We need a single striker and a 10. That bit, probably do agree with, to be honest with you. Duran and Watkins has not worked when they play together so far this season. absolutely like spot on. The thing is, we seem to be so intent on doing this 4-4-2. I just feel like, again, I don't know how you work Rodgers into the fray, but 4-3-3 would suit us. There's no link-up play. Yeah, no, there isn't. I think a 4-3-3 would suit us. If we're going to play 4-2-3-1, obviously you have the, Rodgers in behind Watkins. But then, where's the pace on the wings? Jacob Ramsey's not good enough for me on the wing. I have to be honest with you boys. He's not good enough for me on the wing. He's not quick enough. Maybe Jaden Philogene. I know he had a couple of dodgy performances. I really truly believe in Jaden Philogene to be a very, very good player for Aston Villa. And he's quick, which is something that we need. Ramsey's not quick enough. And all the time. Again, is this a tactical thing? But all of our wingers at the moment seem to run down the wing for about 3 to 5 seconds and then just turn around and pass it into midfield, who then turn around and pass it into defence, who then turn around and pass it to Emi Martinez, who then dilly-davers on the ball for a minute and then passes it out. Maybe we were doing this last season and I just didn't care because we were winning. But we just seem so slow at the moment. Like, properly slow. It's really weird. It's really, really weird. How do you fix it? Can't stand Philogene. Never seen a player fall over so much, even from his own passes and on his backside. Please do give him a chance. Please do give him a chance. I really rate Philogene. I think he could be special given game time, which is what he got at Hull. We thrive best as a 4-4-1-1, a 4-2-3-1, or a 3-2-2-3 in attack. Love seeing Digne and Matson when they come forward and Rodgers breaking the lines. We play so good. Just too much cautious passing. I do agree. I mean, I really thought Matson has been playing well this season, but that game, again, he just didn't get anything going. I feel harsh singling out players in performances like this because the whole team played bad, and I feel like a couple of players you can single out. McGinn, Tielemans, Mings for the penalty. The rest of the team were just okay today, which just isn't good enough, is it? I mean, Watkins, how many touches did Watkins have in that game? 4? Maybe? Digne will probably come back in against Liverpool. Rodgers has been our best player this season, but even he's struggling a bit at the moment. But I think it's just because we're not getting the balls into him in like where he thrives. You have to play to players' strengths. At the moment, we are just not playing to anyone's strengths. But I know I've said it like 4 times now, and it's almost like I'm trying to farm for it. I'm really not. But any more comments, please do pop them in. If not, that's the review. We're bad at the moment. What more can I say apart from we're really, really bad at the moment? And it's not just that we've lost 3 games in a row, it's the manner of the defeats. It's the fact that we're 1-0 down in the 85th minute and playing it around the back. It's the fact that there's no zip on our balls, there's no passages of play anymore, there's no patterns of play anymore, there's no intensity, there's no desire, there's no passion, and there's no tactical setup at the moment, which is really, really bizarre because we know that Emery is a tactician and we know he drills his teams hard. So yeah, anything else? I'll give it 15, 30 seconds. If not, we're going to shoot off. Anything else? We've got a couple coming through. 7 points below last season against the same fixtures plays. Can forget Champions League qualification for next season. It's not looking good at the moment. I have to agree with you. It's not looking good at the moment. Echo banger. Carlos link up to Tielemans is awful. We get caught up so often. Diego Carlos. First of all, if you ever want to do a collaboration video with me where me and you just go to the gym and you can talk me through your gym workout because you're massive, then please do get in contact, or your agent get in contact. But second of all, you can't pass the football. And I'll say it to him in his face. I'll be in a deep squat and I'll look at him and I'll say, Diego, mate, you seem like a fantastic fella. You're from Brazil. These are facts. But you're not very good at having the ball at your feet. I'd say that. Clip it. If I ever do a gym video with Diego Carlos at the bottom of a squat, I'm telling him he can't pass for toffee, and then he'll probably crush me, but it's worth it. We can't afford Tielemans to have a bad game against Liverpool. Genuinely, I think Liverpool are going to batter us. But no, we can't. Tielemans has been the heartbeat of this team this season. And that really, really showed because he's been a bit off of it. He was a bit off of it against Spurs. And he was a bit off of it against Club Brugge today. And without a heart, the whole team stops beating. Hang on, clip that. Send that to Sky Sports. Get me on the old panel. That is a commentary bit of nugget there. Could you imagine that in a game? 80th minute. Do you know what I mean? Tielemans, the heart of Aston Villa, has stopped beating. And the rest of the team are following suit. God, I really should have done media for like A-level properly, shouldn't I? I actually did do it for A-level, but I just couldn't be asked. Anything else, boys and girls, and everything in between, or we are going to be shooting off. Your 10-second warning, countdown. I'll do 10 seconds, then I'll leave it 5. Echo Banger, have a good one. Take care, up the Villa. I hope the international break helps. Echo Banger, thank you for coming into the chat. Hopefully, we'll see you again very soon. 8 seconds left. That's not 8, that's 8. To get your last final comments into the chat. We are down to our last 5. Our last 5 seconds. Get your comments in. Nice one, fella. Sharik, I hope to see you again soon. Everyone, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Aston Villa will be back. I just hope we're back sooner rather than later. We always end with an up the Villa. So as always, up the Villa. We've still got 9 points. We're still 6th in the Premier League. We've still got Don Unai in charge. But we need help. Liverpool, could you just drop a clanger for us on the weekend? That'll be good. And we'll be back to preview that game at some point. Sudden burst of energy, but we are all over. The live stream will be up on the channel very, very soon. Thank you everyone for all your comments today. It does mean the world to me to see the engagement on these live streams, to see that they are working. Got a couple of other videos planned as well in the near future. Guys, up the Villa. Never stop saying it. Chant it from the rooftops. We will be back, and hopefully back with a bang at Anfield on Saturday.